Hello there again. So I will be presenting to you my list of Nirvana Jheva, which I used in the last 2 weeks, July 1 and July 8, which gave me back-to-back second place. So let's go. Let's first discuss the right line. Surprise X, of course, every basic starter skill. When this unit is brought upon, if you went second, you draw a card. Second is Heart Pounding Blaze Maiden Reno. Well, this is a new Reno because of set 6, because of the anime also. When this unit is rolled upon by Snuggling Blaze Maiden Ryu, search your deck for one Twitch. Just same with the original Trickstar. Yeah, just the original Trickstar, the original Right Line, I mean. And second would be Snuggling Blaze Maiden Ryu. So she's the one and Jheva who changed a lot in the ride line for Nirvana. When this unit is brought upon by Chuck Navarti, Phoenix Dragon, Nirvana, Jheva, look at the top 7 cards of your deck, choose up to one prayer dragon from among them and reveal it, and put it into your hand and shuffle your deck. And also the other one, just same as Ryu, she gets extra 5k if you have a prayer dragon in the same column as this unit. Now this is the main vanguard, Nirvana Jheva. X skill, discard a card from your hand, choose up to one Trickstar and one Prayer Dragon from your drop and call them to the rear card. So when this unit attacks, counter +1, choose one of your rear guards in a crossover dress state and restand it. So yeah, because of a new Nirvana, so goodbye to overdress and hello to crossover dress. So the units of crossover decks will be in a shortly in a while. The last, let's see, the extra grade 3s first. I'm running 3 additional copies of Nirvana Jheva and of course Regalia's Piece, because sometimes this deck really needs the Persona Ride. It really needs the Persona Ride because of some matches like Messiah, they get magic numbers, or Color Jet, in the late game, they get magic numbers. So if you're going first and you get the Persona right early, you get to pressure them, and that's about it. The rest of the grade 3s would be 2 copies of Brown Arena. Now, I don't use bar because it uses counter blast, and sometimes the drive checks might be nice for bar, but for me, for consistency, I play Brilliant Equip Bromberina. His skill, you need a Trickstar and a Prayer Dragon to make this original in a crossover state. And during your turn, if this unit in the crossover state, this unit gets 10,000 power. And if your opponent is grade 3 or greater, this unit gets another 10,000 power. So this would be a 33 without Persona Ride. If there's a Persona Ride, this would be 43. Now, when this unit attack hits a Vanguard, if it is in the crossover the state, Soul +1, choose one of your columns and retire all of your opponent's units in that column. So this is once per turn when it hits. Next would be the new Virina form, which is Mirrors Virina. Of course, with every crossover the state, one Prayer Dragon, one Trickstar. When this unit is placed on rear guard by crossover the state, choose up to 2 cards with Virina in their card names from your drop and put them as this unit's original dress. So when this unit in this crossover dress state attacks, this unit gets 10,000 until the end of that battle. So after that battle, it goes back to its original power. Then put an original dress of this unit with Virina in its card name into drop and perform the 2 options: draw a card or counter charge. Now some matches you like to draw, but if you in the late game, if you don't have CB, this is a good counter charger. Next, we'll be running 2 copies of Garo Verina. Of course, another crossover dress state unit. 1 trickstar and 1 prayer dragon. And if this unit is a crossover state, this unit gets additional 10,000 power, and for that battle, this unit attack. When your opponent would call cards from their hand to Guardian Circle, you must call 2 or more at the same time. So active on opponent's turn 2. Then this is a very good card if your opponent's deck is mainly rushing on the early game and they don't have cards to replenish, and if you're pushing for damage, they can't guard because if you have 2 effect PGs, they cannot activate because you need 2 cards from their hand to call the Guardian Circle. The last crossover dress state unit would be Bill's Virina, 1 trickstar, 1 prayer dragon again. When this unit is placed on rear guard by crossover death state, choose a card from your drop with crossover ability other than starter and put it to your hand. Hey, I never read this card. Wow. So some games I misplayed with this because when this unit is placed on rear guard by crossover death state, choose a card from your drop zone with crossover just ability other than sturdy worst ability. Yeah, so this card can replenish your crossover dress state. Sometimes reading is hard. So continuous effect, rear guard or guardian circle. If this unit is a crossover dress state, this unit cannot be target or chosen by your opponent's card effects, and it gets 5,000 additional power and 10,000 shield. So this is a 15k intercept and a 15k attacker. That's about it. And the last of the grade 2s would be Virina Arcs. Now I run this just to get more draws and free filter from the deck with the prayer dragon from set 9. Yeah, that's about it. Let's moving on to the grade 1s. Running 2 copies of Grail Mirror. When this card becomes an original dress, Soul Blast 1. Look at the top 7 cards of your deck. Choose up to 2 cards with Virina in their card names from among them and reveal them. Choose up to 1 of the revealed cards and put it to your hand, and discard the rest of the revealed cards and shuffle your deck. So, and the next prayer dragon would be Stragalio. When this unit is placed from rear guard circle to hand, if you have a Vanguard with Nirvana in this card name, discard a card from your hand, search up to your deck with up to 1 card with Overjust ability. Usually, I'm gonna search Virina Arcs, but since that's the only Overjust Overjust card in my deck, or you get to choose a Trickstar, reveal it and put it to your hand and shuffle your deck. So when this unit becomes an original dress, Soul Blast 1, Counter Blast 1 I mean, choose a Trickstar from your drop and call it to rearguard circle. This could get combos from each, and depends on you if you want. Maybe I'll run 3 copies of Grail Mirror and 2 copies of Stragalio. Last of the prayer dragons would be Ramada. And in some matches, if you have so many counter blasts, this unit gets in the early game, you really need the draws. I mean, you get deck out, lose by deck out, but the draws are very good in the way I've played in the last 2 weeks. So when this card becomes an original dress, counter blast 1, draw 2 cards and choose a card from your hand and discard it. Just like Virina Arcs, but with -1 card. And the last of the grade 1s would be, of course, running 3 Twin Buckler Dragon, the effect PGs. When this unit is put on Guardian Circle, choose 1 of your units and it cannot be hit until the end of that battle. If your hand has 2 or more cards, choose a card from your hand. So if you have 2 or less cards, you get to use this without a cost. And of course, this to counter the stride decks, Elementary Sanctitude. If your opponent Vanguard has triple drive, this ability can be played without paying the cost. play this if your vanguard is grade 3 or less and just one of your units cannot be hit until the end of that battle. Remove this card. Uh, of course, you can play this without paying the cost, because if your opponent is at grade 4 or maybe grade 10, I mean triple drive. Because stride decks and the original like Nirvana, like Bastion, can be effective with this, and also the stride decks. First, we'll be starting the last of the grade, the first of the grade zeros, which is not a trigger, is Trickstar. Of course, you need this unit to make your overdress unit or crossover dress. That's about it. And this is continuous effect. This unit can be chosen by your opponent's card effects, so it can't be retired, it can't be bind, and I don't know if it gets prison. Let's just say I don't know if it gets prison. I might just research about it again. So next would be the triggers. Of course, Dragveda is very good. This is very good again with Jheva, because if you have many counter blasts, you get to restun your crossover dress and you might attack 3 times with your crossover dress unit, because your vanguard attacks twice, because when you drive check this, you get to stand your vanguards. And of course, and the 100 million power is really nice. And I'm running 7 crits, 4 draws, 3 regular heals, and 1 effect heal, which is the effect critical trigger. Now I might change my heal trigger lineup for 2 regular heals and 2 crits, but since playing here locally, some of the people I played usually have vanguard that's units that have crits, and if maybe in a national tournament I will change this to effect heal crits and 2 regular heals. Effect regular heals, I mean, not crits. And that would be it. Thanks for watching. I maybe see you in a few days or maybe months, I don't know. If I'm going to continue to push because of circumstances. But see you. Bye bye.